It's misting out, not enough to have my umbrella, but I'm on my way to my first class, and I'm a little bit early so that I have time to do some work beforehand. I have to be careful to make sure no one walks in because that would be really embarrassing. I am in the room for my first class. Sometimes people do come here early because it's a class of like almost 50, I think. So it's highly likely that someone could come in. But we're discussing a really interesting reading today, so I'm really excited for it. It's by McKibbin's and it's about happiness and growth and how economic growth up to like a certain point doesn't let us continue to be happy, and kind of how quality of life and the environment factors into that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the discussion today. The lecture did end up being so interesting, and some of the other things that we talked about included how our modern economy kind of encourages us to be hyper individualistic, like, you know, taking separate vehicles to work, having bigger houses that we don't even run into our own family inside the home. And for example, like the COVID pandemic, whether it exacerbated or helped community. And basically the conclusion of this argument was that like we need more community so that we can promote local economies, and local economies will be more sustainable. I only have about 10 minutes between classes, so I kind of have to sprint between these two. I always make it in time, but I like to just get my usual seat. My next class we talked a lot about kind of history of science, so and especially cosmology science. We talked about Galileo, Newton, all of these big figures, Copernicus, and did some review as well, and discussed the midterm paper, which is actually, as of recording this right here while editing, it's due tomorrow. So I've printed it out and everything, but it was a 10-page paper, and the prompt was to basically write about any topic that involves science and philosophy. So it was pretty broad, which was nice. I went to Kathy for lunch, and this is my favorite dining hall. I think I've said that before. I just feel like it's always quieter and it's so much brighter in here. I'm actually in a place where I can talk a little bit more now. So I've already had a couple hours of classes, 160 minutes to be exact, and I've got 3 more hours of class ahead of me. So today is definitely my longest day, but it's not so bad because I do love my classes this quarter. I've also been lately, I've been online looking for apartments, contacting people, like arranging all these things, because I'm going to be moving for law school this summer, and it's so tempting to just keep looking at apartments all day long, but I have homework to do and I don't want to do it, but I have to, because I would so much rather be looking at apartments right now. But I am going to sit down and focus for the next half hour before my class begins on a reading on, what even is the reading on? Let me check. Climate-induced managed retreat in the US, a review of current research. I'm gonna start that now and take notes. Most of the classes for creative writing are in Taft House or Midway Studios, and the Taft House is one of the cutest places there is on campus because it's this old building and you just feel like you're in a home that's been renovated rather than an actual classroom. So you can see I'm like in a living room style place right here. But just to give a little bit more context for managed retreat, it really has to do with thinking about, do we want to keep rebuilding if we have a storm, for example. You know, a seawall is going to hurt the beach. Do we add more sand to the beach? Do we keep putting in money to rebuild the beach? Or at what point do we say we can't live here because the sea level is rising? I'm now done with everything, so I'm going to be heading over to Karina's now for supper. So we're going to just cook something at her place, and it's a really great way to end Tuesday because I have so many classes on Tuesday. So we're just going to unwind and everything. I got a decent chunk of my reading done, which was on managed retreat. It was actually really interesting. So it's about like taking preemptive action for climate change, like coastal flooding and everything, and how we can plan for that financially, socially, politically. It's very interesting. Ooh, that sounds really good.
There's flowers.
Ooh.
Oh, guys. Wow, now
Yay.
I look prettier for your vlog. Okay.
Let's like shove some biscuits. Okay. I'm leaving. Bye. I'm back in my room and I have a lot of homework to do because I was assigned a midterm today, and also tomorrow and the day after that I have more meetings and events I have to go to for my job and everything than usual. So I'm not going to have a lot of the afternoon time that I usually have to complete that homework. So tonight I'm going to stay up a little bit later to try to get some of it done. I'm thinking I want to finish all my readings, and I also have some French videos that I need to watch because those are due tomorrow morning. So I definitely need to do those, and I might actually start with that first. I'll probably just time lapse it and I will record more once I've gotten some stuff done. Okay, it is officially past 11 p.m. and I've finished up working. I really wanted to get 1,500 words done in my thesis because I'm trying to write 1,500 words per day for April. It's the very beginning of April and I've already screwed up because I only wrote like 800 words tonight. It's already 11 p.m. and I was thinking like, oh my gosh, I thought I was at 1,500. So now I'm just getting ready for bed. I'm going to go shower in a second. I'm just going to take off my makeup, take off my contacts, that kind of thing. Tomorrow's supposed to snow, I believe, which is kind of crazy. It's just felt so spring-like recently. Not that the temperatures have been excessively warm as of late, but it's just been very rainy and kind of the epitome of the type of weather we get at this time of year. So it will be nice to get one last glimpse of winter, even though it is spring. So thank you so much for watching. I hope it was at least a little bit entertaining, and have a great rest of your week.